Hey, what's up, everyone? First, I just want to say, if you don't know this about me already, my mind is very, very deep. And I, a lot of times, also think metaphorically, but sometimes I go into these deep thoughts. And I write a lot of poetry, I write a lot of music, and upon writing some of these poems and songs. It could be Shakespearean wise. It could be something where I'm channeling Edgar Allan Poe when I write something, or I could just be doing my own spin on something, just making something up. Which actually every time I make something up, every time I do it, it's my own original. But I I could freestyle rap sometimes, or I could come up with a country song, a pop song, a rap song, a rock song. It could be heavy metal style, whatever is on my mind at the moment. But a lot of times it is the channeling of inner thoughts and that energy coming into visualization in the mind and putting it into words. And that's the way. And I write a lot of songs. I wish I could sell these songs to artists. Sometimes I've written an Ozzy Osbourne type song. Sometimes I've written and I actually shared it on Twitter directly with him, and I didn't get a response except for by one music writer. One artist did respond to me, but I never got a response back after I thanked them and spoke to them. I was like, hey, I'd be glad to sell some music if you would buy it, and I never got another response. At least I'm pretty sure it's legitimately them. I've written songs that this is the intro to what I'm just being real. I'm being candid me, I guess you'd say, just like truthfully me. But if you were to look inside my mind, there would be a lot of craziness. And I'm outside the vehicle right now, so it's very warm. It's very warm. It's supposed to be 99 next week. My forecast that I came up with, they said this. I talked to this elderly person. She said, "You know what? There are people that have the gift of being able to know these things." And she said, "Your forecast matches with the Farmer's Almanac, and the forecasters. So we'll see what happens." That forecast I did. But I'm very deep, and it basically has to do with whatever. Sometimes it's a spur-of-the-moment thing. Sometimes I hear a certain song that could be suddenly recommended on YouTube, and I'll take that and I'll channel something and make a song inspired by a similarity. Or I'll, for example, there are 3 songs. I swore I'd never listened to Billie Eilish, but but for some reason, because I heard one song and I thought, well, this doesn't sound very good. But you can't always judge one song and say they all sound the same, and that you'll never listen to them. Because I thought it was just like, this is just talking. And suddenly, all of a sudden, it wasn't. It reminded me of Lorde a lot, which I don't know why she calls herself Lorde, but that they sound a lot alike. I like Lorde songs, Team and Tennis Court and Royals, those songs, and Yellow Flicker Beat. Well, I like 3 songs by Billie Eilish now all of a sudden. Bad Guy and You Should See Me in a Crown and Bury a Friend. And I was thinking, and I listened to those a few times yesterday, and then suddenly I wake up, I just woke up with these words in my head. There's a song that I've had written called Don't Board the Bus. Not a song, I'm sorry. There's a phrase that's popped in my mind for many years. And it was something that I wanted to make a song out of. And it's metaphorical, but it could be physical. And it could be physical. It's called Don't Board the Bus. And it really it's deep. It has several different, it could be interpreted in several different ways and have several different meanings. And I thought, well, if I'm going to post it on SoundCloud, I like to keep my SoundCloud separate because I don't always like there are explicit songs out there. There's songs that don't represent me necessarily. I just like the beat and I like the sound of it. Dubstep, country. I might go from Morgan Wallen over to Skrillex, or directly from country to dubstep to some rock, to pop, hip hop, oldies. I might listen to some Disturbed music and then all of a sudden go from that to oldies music. I mean, I might go from Lord and Billie Eilish over to 3 Days Grace, or then Crimson and Clover, Keith Urban. I mean, you never know one moment to the next what I'll listen to. And then some of the rap beats I did were Wayne style beats, but they were, or Pump or Wayne type beats or whatever, but I like those beats that they did. I don't like all of their songs because I really wish I like the clean versions. But I, with that being stated, I came up with this song and I wrote it on my inkpad notepad. I can't count the number of songs I've written. I need to get a notepad, a literal diary or something, and write these songs down. I shared this one with Billie Eilish and I'm on Twitter. And dang. My heart, or my left side, had a stinging chest pain, like something just shot through my left side. I'm sorry. Moving on. Yeah, I channel these various artists and things, and I was thinking about, they talk about, the FEMA camps, FEMA buses, people talk about, they'll like, it could be taken, don't board the bus, could be taken like, don't do what they tell you, don't trust them. And then part of it's like, they're saying, part of it is, it's spiritual and physical. It could be taken as, you'll hear when I give the lyrics to it, but I actually recorded it, and I'm going to post it on SoundCloud, but I like to keep my SoundCloud, separate. But I was getting deep at that moment. I was in a very positive way when I wrote the song, but it was just a conscious manifestation at that given moment that was kind of channeling through my mind, and I wrote it down. And on SoundCloud, they asked for a cover art, and I thought, well, a prison bus would be fitting. And at first I thought, maybe this one, this prison bus here. And I thought, no, that won't work. So then I used this one. And I took this bus and decided to do some work with it on the Sketch app. And I kind of drew some red and some orange, and then I kind of worked from there and painted this design that was like a bus of doom. And this wound up being the final result. And if I just put some red lines, and that's all I did. It took a long time to do. Now, I took that bus, and then I melted it, as you can see right there, I kind of melted the bus down, and that represents the bloodshed that could happen if you just follow whomever that says, come with me, like, they say, come with us, board the bus, and then the bus is melting, implying a lot of heat, and then you see right here the flames. I actually took a long time. There's some blood there kind of leaking out. It's like, well, it could be taken as blood. It's red leaking out of the bus itself. And then there's lots of, like, that right there. as the bus is leaking. That looks like a hand, and I didn't even realize I did that. A hand reaching down. And then the black, Halloweenish black type from the tire, I had that kind of fade in the back with the orange that looked like flames. And that was my design for a cover art. It's very deep. It's very deep. And yeah, it's very dark, but it represents what could happen if we just follow the crowd, if we just follow the leader, it represents what could happen to so many if we just sit back and it's so sad. We see all of this bloodshed every day, and it's like what I was representing was, you notice how they talk about the FEMA buses and camps and things, and I say, don't board the bus. That's what I said in the album. And they'll say, and it's kind of coming from the perspective of me, and then these other voices in the background saying, they're bored of us. Don't board the bus, there's more of us. It's like saying, if you hear the deepness in my song, if you get it, you get it. If you don't and it's too dark for you, then I'm sorry. I mean, but this is what I wound up with for choosing the cover art. And no, I don't, for the song, no, I'm not. I mean, those that go through darkness and depression and anxiety, we know the things that you go through have an impact on your creative ability. And at any given time, I have various, this doesn't represent like, I'm not one of these crazies that will do anything stupid. That's not what this is representing. And if that's how someone's going to take that, then you are misinterpreting. What I'm saying is, this is like like saying if you board the bus, this is what could happen. The bloodshed, the flames, they're kind of like, I guess, in Nazi Germany. They tell you you're going to a good place, and it's not, it could be represented physically or spiritually even, but it's not. It's not a good, it doesn't turn out to be good at all. They tell you to board the bus, come with us, you know, and it's a spiritual aspect in what I'm saying in the song, but it's also it's a deep aspect. And I kind of channeled Billie Eilish's type of style the way I would do it. And this is what I came up with. It took me a good 15, 20 minutes to actually get this completed, because it was like I had so many different, I had these different designs, and then I took this blender right here, and I blended it, and I used that right there, the fountain pen of different colors, and just wrote, like, kind of made it larger and smaller, and then did different strokes, and then smudged and blended various colors together, and this was the final product. This was the final product, and that's what I came up with. I also had some, these were story times that I did, but I'll share that another time. Yeah, this was the final product. You see the fire down below. It's like the bus is headed down. It's like it's melting. It's deep and it's truthful. But I'll go ahead and let you hear some of the song in a moment. Now, when I talk about, I'll break the lyrics down soon, but when I talk about their like, they don't care about how people feel, those in charge. And we've all been pumped up for a game that won't begin. It's talking about this huge thing they keep talking about, oh, Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Agenda, blah, 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 Sustainable Development Program that they have, saying they're going to bring food and water and shelter and peace and love and kumbaya to everyone by 2030. And it was written beginning many administrations ago, but actually implemented during the previous one. And they were saying, this has to be done now, during the Shemitah, whichever it is pronounced as in the Jewish holiday. And they said, oh, it has to be done now. It has to be done now. And that was their agenda. Then they all had a meeting in Antarctica, if you remember all of that. And that's sort of what I'm getting at here. It's the game that that everyone's being pumped up for a game that won't begin. It's like saying they're trying to pretend like they're going to bring this peacefulness, but it won't begin on their terms. That it's not true peace. Our peace is the true peace. Our and the Lord, Jesus is the true peace. Not all of these leaderships. But my music is deep. I'll let you hear it. People laugh, people cry, people beg, asking why they don't care. We've all been pumped up for a game that won't begin. They promise your soul, saying spend money here or there. Yet the castle has fallen and the land has been laid bare. Isn't it funny, they say, isn't it funny, they say, hello, knowing it's goodbye. We try to play their game only to lose the same each time. They know it's goodbye, they know it's goodbye. So they put you on the train, tell you that all's to gain, better not board the bus. They'll leave you there to rust. They say it's too easy town, but it's only going down. Oops, too late. And then the music will play. Time to board the bus, don't board the bus. Are you bored of us? Are they bored of us? There's more of us, there's more of us. And that's those beings taunting. That's what they sound like in your ears, feeding off your crying fears. So don't cry, 'cause some of us never boarded the bus or train. So don't cry, 'cause some of us never boarded the bus or train. Now you can hang with the ones they called insane. This is the time I choose the burnt side of the coin, 'cause the shine hid the truth by reflection. So we didn't board a bus or train. Now we made it to the hidden section. When they say come with us, just remember, don't board the bus. I wrote it better. I actually had it sung better when I actually recorded the song out. So let's see. Let me break it down a bit. People laugh, people cry, people beg, asking why they don't care. That's like saying they're asking why they don't care. And then we've all been pumped up for a game that won't begin. That didn't rhyme with anything, but it was just a statement saying that promise that they keep saying, it's not, their promise is not true. They promise your soul, saying spend money here or there. Yet the castle has fallen and land has been laid bare. And that's a true statement. It's like saying that many different times there's been so much loss and things have been laid bare and everything. It can be interpreted several ways, really. And then I channeled the Billie Eilish type of song, a tune. Isn't it funny, they say, hello, knowing it's goodbye. We try to play their game only to lose the same each time. They know it's goodbye. They know it's goodbye. So they put you on the train, tell you that all's to gain, better not board the bus. They'll leave you there to rust. They say it's too easy town, but it's only going down. They're telling you they're going to bring you there and take you to a better place, but then you're left there to rust. They'll leave you there to rust. They say it's too easy town. They're like saying you're going to a better place, come with us, but it's only going down. oops, too late, and then the music plays. But then I said, time to board the bus. Don't board the bus. It's like saying the chorus is saying time to board the bus, and then don't board the bus. Are you bored of us? They're bored of us. That's those beings, those demonic taunting that happens to you, and they'll continue to taunt you. Are you bored of us? They're bored of us. There's more of us. More of us. It's like saying there's more of us. They're like trying to tempt you to board that bus. That's what they sound like in your ears, feeding off your crying fears. And the darkness, literally, you get that, it feeds off of your fears, your crying fears. And I really wasn't even dark when I wrote this, but it just channeled in my mind based on her type of style. But that's what they sound like in your ears, feeding off your crying fears. So don't cry, because some of us never boarded the bus or train. And that's saying some of us have that chance. Some of us never did board their bus or train. We didn't fall for it. So don't cry, because some of us never boarded the bus or train. Now you can hang with the ones they called insane. It's saying they called us insane now, but they won't then. The people who boarded that bus and regretted it. Or train. Bus or train, whichever. So don't cry, because some of us never boarded the bus or train. Now you can hang with the ones they called insane. And then the next verse says, this is the time I choose the burnt side of the coin, because the shine hid the truth by reflection. Now think about what I'm stating there is, this is the time I chose the burnt side of the coin. Now, it's like there's two sides of a coin. You flip a coin, there's two sides. And I chose the burnt side because the other side was hiding the truth by reflection. Because the shine hid the truth by reflection. The other side seemed like it had it all. That other side of the coin seemed like it had it all. But I chose the side that was burnt. Because it was true. It was truth. It had been through it all. That other side just reflected. It reflected and looked all pretty and shiny. This time I chose the burnt side of the coin, because the shine hid the truth by reflection. It hid that truth by its reflection. The reflection of the light. It reflected the light, but it truly was not filled with light. It just reflected the truth by light. And the burnt side was the side that had been through it all, and the side that was the truth. This time I chose the burnt side of the coin, because the shine hid the truth by reflection. So we didn't board a bus or train. Now we made it to the hidden section. That part of the song pretty much explains itself that I wrote out this morning. Made it to the part that was hidden. The hidden section. And the next part, the very last part, is telling the obvious. When they say, come with us, just remember, don't board the bus. And then the sound continues. It echoes. Don't board the bus. So, let me know what you think about my song that I wrote. I wrote another one as well this morning. Both of them were about in 15 minutes or so. I was just writing as it just channeled through my mind. And I'm most creative, usually oddly enough around 3 o'clock in the morning, but this time it was a little later. But, well, actually it was about 4, which would be 3 a.m. the correct time, the daylight savings, whatever time. So that was my song that I wrote. Some of you might like it, some of you might not. My stuff is usually very deep. It could be Shakespearean, it could be an Edgar Allan Poe style, it could be dark, it could be, happy-go-lucky, it could be whatever I'm feeling at the moment, or it could have nothing to do with what I'm feeling at the moment. If I'm writing a song and it has nothing to do with what I'm feeling at the moment, It could just be something random based off of the type of music I listened to at the moment. And I could have been channeling a certain particular artist when I was writing it. And yeah, but right now I was thinking about all the things that are going on, and then coupled that with this style of writing, and I just decided I'm going to flow with this, and I just wrote it out in 15 minutes. I just kept writing, and this is what I had come up with. And another one I came up with that was very deep, I'll share soon, about people just keep on smiling, taking selfies. They're basically, so smile while you hold the hand of the devil, because you're basically, each time you take the selfie, you held the devil's hand. And basically, that phone, each time you take a selfie, smile like you just held the devil's hand, something like that. That's what I wrote in my other song. That's a little preview. And this is the cover art that I drew out. A deadly melting bus. There's fire there, and it's like, don't board the bus. That blood red color there and on the bottom, and I really worked hard on that drawing that I did on the Sketch app. So I worked for a while on that, probably 20 minutes designing that. So I just let me know what you think. It's very, very deep, but that's how I am. I'm going to give you a little preview of my other song. I'm saying, so if you pretty please, while I'm down upon my knees, don't strike me down and turn my pity to shame. And then, this is the most important part of the other song that I wrote. You hold the hand of the devil each time you take a selfie. So don't smile, you just gave your soul up to the wealthy. Think about that right there. That's pretty self-explanatory what I wrote here. And I wish I could find someone out there to be able to pick up these songs and be able to use them. But I mean, until that happens, I've just got all these written songs, or typed songs, I should say. You hold the hand of the devil each time you take a selfie. So don't smile, you just gave your soul up to the wealthy. Isn't it funny how it starts when it's all fun and games to play? Then your castle made out of money falls at the end of their day. And because they're the ones in control of it, you really don't have anything. And another thing I wrote was, we've got our shows in the cloud and our music too. You don't own nothing, but they sure own you. That was a country song that I wrote, well, a country lyric that I wrote probably 4 or 5 years ago. We got our shows in the cloud and our music too. You don't own nothing, but they sure own you. That type of thing. But this one right here. So if, you hold the hand of the devil each time you take a selfie. So don't smile, you just gave your soul up to the wealthy. Yeah, I can't sing right now. My voice is hoarse, but yeah. You hold the hand of the devil each time you take a selfie. So don't smile, you just gave your soul up to the wealthy. Isn't it funny how it starts when it's all fun and games to play? Then your castle made out of money falls at the end of their day. Yeah, that type of thing. But think about these lyrics. I'm going to let you hear that one next some other time. I'll let you hear that song in another video, but that's just a little preview of the song. The whole song that I wrote, it looks like this. It's like it's very deep. So, all right. I'll let you hear that one another time. This is just some of my songwriting and the little cover art that I did. Actually, the deep cover art that I did based on truth, in my opinion. So, peace, much love, signing out. And keep being creative and keep Keep searching for the truth. Keep searching and keep being a truther. Because that's all we can keep doing, is just keep on keeping on. And if you like what I do, feel free to help out. Feel free to donate. Even $1 to PayPal can help out. I know some people don't like me saying that, but hey, how am I supposed to run a YouTube channel without the generosity and generous donations of the viewers and subscribers? If you don't want to, that's fine, but if you feel like it, then please feel free to do so. I love you all so much. Peace, and signing out. This is just some of my music that I actually wrote these 2 songs this morning within 30 minutes, both of them. So both together were 30 minutes of writing. Peace and much love. Signing out.